So first one, Jimmy Butler. What tier do you put him in?
Jim's in tier 2. He has to be because he's already been to the finals and we've seen it. So that's kind of an easy answer just because he's already been. He was just a game away from getting back to his second one in 3 years. So, like, Jim is definitely a tier 2 guy. And really, I tell you what, just to take, even though we did it, let's say it's the Jimmy Butler, Matt Ryan tier. How about that? Because Jimmy Butler really embodies the guy. It's not that Jimmy Butler is literally a top 10 player in the NBA. It's that everything intangible and then the way that the team is set up, it sets up to where he can get there. And to me, if they had made it, if they Boston, I give them, oddly enough, a little bit more of a chance to beat Golden State than I do Boston personally. And I hate to spoil, I guess, who I'm picking, but like at the end of the day, that's exactly what I think. I think healthy that Miami would have given Golden State. They took the Lakers to 6. Yeah. So I
think this Heat team was better than that Heat team.
It was. Kyle Lowry was burnt out though.
Yeah, I mean, people forget, like, when people were talking about Boston versus Miami, they're like, yo, Boston's a superior team. The Heat had the better record, and they were injured all year. Like, Jimmy missed a bunch of games. Bam missed a bunch of games. Like, Kyle Lowry missed a bunch of games.
Jimmy gave you a LeBron-like performance in Game 6 to even force a Game 7. With no sixth man of the year. Kyle Lowry had his best game of the series by far in Game 6 too, but, like, all those injuries, that injury report, man, I mean, it was half the team.
Hey, Parlay Pete, we're rapid firing, remember?
Yes, I'm sorry, my bad.
So I threw you Jimmy. Give me one.
The first person that came to mind was James Harden.
Today, as we speak, I think he's a tier 3 guy, but I will quickly bump him up to tier 2 next year if the hamstring stopped him from being able to get into shape. Because if you got a bum hamstring, you can't do anything. Like, you have to wait for it to heal. So if that was the reason,
you've had a hamstring injury,
huh?
I'm assuming you've had a hamstring injury before.
Yes, like when it feels good, you do something, you tweak it again. So like,
seems like an ankle kind of thing.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is rest. And as a basketball player, James Harden
in basketball too, because not football but basketball, yeah.
But like James Harden's body type, like him not working out because he can't. It's just overall bad for him. So he's tier 3 right now, but he could be tier 2 3 weeks in the next season. Trae Young.
He's still mine. I'm going to put him in tier 3. And I kind of would, similar to Harden, I feel like I wrestle with the idea of him possibly being tier 2. I just would need to see him, because we saw them get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and he got hurt in that series, right? I mean, he missed a pivotal Game 5.
And Game 6, I was there. He wasn't.
We were there. We linked up.
No, that was Philly Game 6.
You're right. I wasn't at the Milwaukee game.
I went to Bucks Game 6, and he wasn't himself. Like, he couldn't move. I pushed back. I think Trae's tier 2.
I won't argue it, but that's why I said what I said, because I feel like, yes, I've seen that he absolutely can be tier 2. But my thought is, because that was the team that ended up winning the finals. I mean, they lost to who won the NBA finals. I just think I need to see what the Hawks do this offseason is going to be pivotal to their success over the next 5 years, which is the duration of that contract. And yes, they can build upon it every year up until the last year of that, because even by then, Trae will be 29, something like that.
I'm like that, yeah.
Or 28 or something like that. So he's in line for another max and then possibly another after that. I need to see what they do in order to – I'd have to reevaluate. But today I'm going to firmly put him at 3 if I have to pick one. But I do like the idea that there's growth to be number 2 within just a year, depending on what happens. Next player. So for me,
send me one. Come on.
there's a player I'm thinking of. What do you think of Joel Embiid? What tier is he? He just played with James Harden. And granted, it was half a All-Star break move. Where does he sit? Because you thought he should have been MVP, correct?
I did.
Okay.
The way that we are doing these tiers, I get most people would put him in tier 2, but he hasn't made it out of the second round, and it's been because of him. And so I'm going to put him in tier 3.
2 for what
I'm
it's
going to put him
worth.
in 3. No, I'll put him in 3 because tangibly he's tier 2, but his intangibles aren't there. You know, him like after the series when he's talking about I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, because if I play, I'm soft. If I play and I don't play well, I'm soft. If I don't play, I'm soft. We need guys like PJ Tucker on our team. The way he was saying I miss Jimmy. Huh?
I said he would be a great fit for them too.
Absolutely. And the way that he was tweeting about Jimmy and all that stuff, because, you know, they were good together. I'm just like, hey.
But think about it. They're literally a Kawhi Leonard drop away from. They would have won the finals. I think as long as everything happens with Golden State the way it happened, I think Philly would have won that year.
Absolutely. I think that Joel Embiid is a tier 3 guy because he can be the best player on my team, but he cannot be the leader of my team. Like, I need Jimmy to play with Joel. I got a guy for you. Joel's former teammate, Ben Simmons.
Tier 4. No hesitation either. I don't think that Ben Simmons is someone anyone builds their team around.
I think that's the only way you can maximize Ben Simmons, if you build your team around him.
Well, I guess I look at it this way, because like we kind of define tier 2, he can lead that team. Ben Simmons doesn't strike me as someone that can lead that team. And then when I look at tier 3, why he doesn't fit there, he's not statistically, he's not even assists, defense, rebounds, everything. I don't think that it really adds up enough. And he's a mentally defeated person to begin with. This motherfucker, they were ramping this shit up. They down 3-0, and then all of a sudden he can't play. If they were down 2-1, he would have played. Bro, that's a mentally defeated person. Why not be the first team that comes back from 3-0? I don't understand. So Ben Simmons is a tier 4 guy, no debate, in my opinion.
Okay. Let's do 2 more apiece.
Are you on board with that out of curiosity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I probably would have even put him on a tier.
And right, if we're being real, but because I have to place him somewhere, I put him there. Paul George.
Paul George.
Now, remember his history with Indiana and what he did do and who he lost to, and also what he did just now with Reggie Jackson last year.
You know what? I'm going to put Paul George on tier 2.
Me too.
Because when we talk about Paul George and we talk about the pieces being right around Paul George,
he can do it.
He can. And talking to a defensive wing in the NBA, one of his toughest guards, he said, it's Paul George. Because he said when Paul feels like playing, he can do everything.
He can. And that's why I put him in tier 2 too.
Levine.
2 more now, or was that one of my 2?
That was one of your 2.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see.
I've got 1 more. You got 2. All right.
No. You got 2 more. I miscounted. We both got 2 more. I miscounted.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Sorry,
all right. I have 2 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one for you. Levine.
4. I can't even put him in 3, and let me tell you why I can't put him in 3. He strikes me as somebody that's talented, semi-late bloomer. Most people don't even realize Steph Curry didn't make his first All-Star team until the 5th year because there was that whole Monte Ellis thing. And he was just hurt. Like, he was hurt early in his career. But LaVine strikes me as a young guy that has talent, and he's kind of been injured a little too. He, to me, definitely is a second fiddle, no matter what. So that's why he's in 4. He would never be in 2, in my opinion. He can't be the lead dog on a team with the right pieces and they go to the finals. I don't see it. The reason I don't put him in 3 is because his numbers just aren't as ridiculous as a Harden. Like, Harden is a guy that will give you 30, 10, and 10. So I don't put him in that league. He's no Harden. Harden's an MVP and he's in tier 3. So he's definitely tier 4. I can't see what type of team is put around him and he's the best player and he's the one leading them. I just don't see it.
All right.
All right. I got an even better one, and I know where you're going to put him, but I want your just perspective in general when healthy. Zion Williamson. If he's healthy, remember, and his style of play, where does he really land? Now, let's not forget, what did this nigga just average? 27, 8, and 5 or something like that? But okay. He was healthy and it was an all-star starter. He replaced somebody to where he started, but he still started.
Tier 2 talent. I'm probably going to put him in
tier 1.
Possibly.
I don't want to suck his dick like the media does.
No. I'm really wrestling in between tiers. I'm wrestling between tiers 3 and 4 because Zion didn't make the playoffs, although he had those great numbers. I don't know how to evaluate him because Stan Van Gundy was his coach. And I don't know what
getting hurt.
Yeah, and I need to see Zion play next year with the team that he has around him. And once I see that,
I don't think he's going to be a Pelican, but go ahead.
If I can see him fit in with Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, I can come back in here and tell you how I feel because I don't know if Zion's peak productivity is winning basketball with the pieces around him, but I don't know if they're going to employ Zion properly.
So he's tier 4.
So he's tier 4 for me right now because I just don't know.
We don't know.
Rudy Gobert.
4. I don't even have to think about it. I was thinking.
It's a joke though. It's a joke. We got to hit these 2. I know you still got one cooked up, but we haven't talked about these 2 guys. Let's go, Luka.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Because I have to go based on what I know, man. He's got to be tier 2. And the reason why I say that he's tier 2 is because look at what he did have this year and where he got. He lost in 5 to who I think is going to win the finals. They beat the team that went last year, and they were the same team. And they had the best record in the league. I think that if you upgrade the talent that he has on his team, it doesn't have to change the system and how he plays. If you upgrade the talent, you find the better Dorian Finney-Smith. You find the better Maxi Kleber. You find the better Jalen Brunson.
Bro, this ain't 2K.
I'm just saying, if you maximize those guys around him, I'm not saying he needs to play with Joel Embiid or anything. But if you maximize those type of guys around him, I believe he's tier 2. And I'd be willing to say it just as why you have Trae Young in your tier 2 is kind of the same reason I would have Luka in my tier 2. Because now they've done the same thing essentially, right? Like they've accomplished, it took Luka another year, but they accomplished the same thing. And Luka has made the playoffs every year but the rookie year.
Here's me. I'm gonna put Luka in tier 3, but he's a tier 1 talent. Okay.
Yeah, right. And he's
a tier 1 talent.
To be a tier 1 guy one
but
day.
When you think about Michael Jordan You think about Michael Jordan, 86, 87 time frame, right? The pre-Scotty years, he was supremely talented, but when he was averaging 37 a game, yo, you're not winning the championship with that shit, dog. Like the style of play just does not work for other people. So once Lucas shows that he can adjust his style of play to where other people, like other top end people, right? Another top 20 player in the league will want to play alongside him. I think he shoots up to tier one. But the reason why I put Trey a tier above him, Trey will never be tier one. Trey will never be tier one. Okay. Trey learned to trust his teammates more.
You're saying
And
he
he,
can't be Steph Curry.
huh?
You're saying he can't be Steph Curry.
No.
That's who this game is compared to the most, right? So
But it's not Steph Curry. He's a much better passer.
He's Steph Curry light. I think people just think because he shoots threes from half court that he's Steph Curry.
Yeah, no, he's not the shooter of Steph Curry.
The same at all.
He's not the shooter that Steph Curry is, and Steph Curry is not the instinctual passer that Trae Young is. Like Trae Young,
Trey's a much better passer than
absolutely. So Trae will never be tier one, but I think Luka will make the jump to tier three once they can get somebody next to him that he respects, and he starts to give his teammates more respect for what they can do, and not being like, I have to do everything. But it's going to take him getting his ass whooped in the playoffs a couple more times for him to realize it. That's all.
I've got like 4 guys for this last one. This is crazy because I'm looking at the league and I want to like pick out somebody that's the most interesting case.
Okay.
So I'm going to choose the most interesting case out of the 4 that I'm looking at right now.
Hey, just send off 4 names.
And just give me a quick response.
I got a quick response, and then you tee up how the direction to go. Who?
Dame Lillard.
2.
I agree. I'm gonna save the best for last. Jokic. I feel like you're definitely 3 on him.
I don't know. I think
he's been to a Western Conference Finals too. Remember?
I think 2.
You think?
I'm higher on Jokic than I am on Luka, but 2.
Okay. I'm gonna save the best for last. I just lost thought of this other person. Ja.
3 right now, but he'll be 2 soon.
Does he have 1 potential?
He has faith.
Does he seem like a guy that's going to win 3+ titles?
God, no.
Because that's basically what these other guys.
I can't.
Guys are basically. Kawhi is the only one with 2.
He has 2. Giannis has 1. KD has 2.
Giannis will get another one.
Can I see Ja winning 2 titles? I struggle because players at his size typically aren't the catalyst to championship teams. So I'm gonna put him at.
Yeah, you got to give me 2. 1 more. I have 1 more, but then another one. Just because these 2 to me fall in the same area, and I know where you're going to place them. But just even looking ahead, Anthony Edwards.
He got tier 1 baby in him. He got tier 1 in him, baby. I love Ant-Man. I'm sorry.
He's Jimmy 2.0, but better.
Yeah, I think he can be tier 1. I think Anthony Edwards can be the best player in the league at one point in his career.
Okay, and then the last one, just because I was looking at teams, and this one it's gonna be a wrench. You're not expecting this. Evan Mobley.
I didn't watch enough Cavaliers games, so I'm going to put him at 4. But I think he has tier 1 to tier 2 potential. Like the way he played defense this year from the games I did watch and the smart people I listened to, he played defense at a level that most rookies don't. His offensive game is nice, but it's plenty of room for improvement, and he has time to improve.
That's the point, bro. Like he's gonna be so nice, and like even me, but obviously being the biggest Colin Sexton fan alive, they could trade. They could say they want to stick with Colin, a la Steph Curry, Monte Ellis. They could say that they want to stick with Colin over Garland. And let's say that they trade Garland and get some really nice pieces. I think Evan Mobley is the best player on the Cavs.
I think he is
honestly, and maybe it's because he plays with Jared Allen too. being he's another, big that's similarly. I think that I think Evan Mobley is going to be and I said this, on a podcast before with you, that I think that Evan Mobley could be the next, and it's weird in today's league, he could be the next Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain type fucking talent. I'm not saying he's going to average 50 points in 22
I know what you're saying.
But what I am saying is that, bringing back a big man that's fucking the game up, bro, I think that he got it. I really do. I think he's going to be too good.
And I think he has the body type that doesn't get hurt like an Embiid. He's not too heavy.
And he's what? Is Evan Mobley 7'2", 7'3"?
Nah, he's probably like 6'10".
Hold on. Let me see.
How tall is Evan Mobley?
He's 6'11".
Perfect. So yeah, he's a legit footer. He gives me
athletic as fuck.
He gives me
so where if he grows in, he can look like Giannis or Dwight Howard.
He gives me athletic Chris Bosh, more KG than Chris Bosh, but I can't compare anybody to KG because of the intensity, the craziness. Yeah, I can't compare.
The shit talking, just the shit that you can't, the attitude towards the game, everything. Kevin Garnett was a really special player too. The more and more I look back at it, I would probably put him second or third at power forward. We were talking about Tim Duncan earlier. Tim Duncan is definitely the best power forward of all time. When we were talking about underappreciated, I don't even see how you don't think Tim Duncan's the best power forward.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I don't know how you.
My all-time starting five, he's the power forward. No, it's not Karl Malone. It's not fucking.
You think I'm gonna put that baby fucker in my shit?
Man, even if he wasn't a baby fucker, he's still not in it. I'm just saying, Tim.
And by baby, I mean young woman, not actual kid.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I know, but if somebody hears this, I don't want them to think I'm calling Karl Malone an actual baby.
Karl Malone had sex with a 14 or 15-year-old or something. Got her pregnant.
Had a kid and didn't.
Swin Cash is the daughter.
Is that who it is?
Well, that's his daughter. His daughter's was in the WNBA. I think it was Swin Cash.
Fact check that. But